Let's set up your own character for Autodesk's Flow Studio. Before we get started, we need one essential tool. Head over to the downloads page of Autodesk Flow Studio and install the Maya Validation plugin. This plugin lets us check whether our character meets all the technical requirements to work correctly inside Flow Studio. Once downloaded, unzip the file and drag the folder into Maya's modules directory. If the modules folder doesn't exist yet, simply create it. Now launch Maya and check if the Flow Studio shelf has been created. Flow Studio requires a clean structure. Make sure everything in your outliner is clearly named and all geometry sits under the group called Geo. Use supported shaders only. Always refer to the official Autodesk Flow Studio online guideline. There are multiple ways to create a rig, ranging from fully custom technical setups to a faster and more accessible approach using Maya's Quick Rig tool. After starting Quick Rig, give it some time to process your model. This can take a few minutes depending on complexity. Once generated, we can use Human IK to change the input source, adjust influences and refine the rig. Quick Rig provides a solid base, but it doesn't include finger joints by default. So these need to be added manually and incorporated into the skin by painting them as influences. When adding the finger joints, I give them a default weight of 0, so nothing breaks in the existing skin. That way, I only paint the areas that actually need to be affected. It's very important that the joint hierarchy and naming follow Flow Studio's requirements. While it's possible to manually link joints with different names, this takes more time due to manual setup. Because we're using Quick Rig and Human IK, we can add finger joints directly in the Human IK definition and automatically generate animation controllers. You only need to set up one hand, the system will mirror the settings automatically. This approach also makes the rig compatible with retargeting workflows if that's a part of your production pipeline. Online you can find a full list of blend shapes Flow Studio expects for a complete facial setup. In Flow Studio, face is driven entirely by blend shapes, not a joint-based facial rig like we're used to. So this step really matters. Create the shapes in Maya's shape editor. Make sure the blend shape is set to pre-deformation and ensure all targets are created in object space. To avoid naming mistakes, it's best to copy-paste the exact names from the official list. You can sculpt each target using Maya's sculpting or modeling tools. Just make sure you're in edit mode, the edit button should be red while you make the changes. When you exit edit mode, you can test everything with the sliders to confirm the shape activates and returns correctly. Also, don't forget, if a facial part is a separate mesh, like brows, lashes or other pieces, you'll need the same relevant blend shapes on those meshes too. And even if a specific shape doesn't visibly change a certain mesh, it's still better to include it with zero influence so Flow Studio can link everything cleanly. For example, if you have a jaw open blend shape on the face, the same jaw open shape should also exist on the lower teeth so they open together. If everything is set up correctly, the validator will show mostly green checkmark. Click the joint mapping button and auto-assign the bones. If you follow the Flow Studio naming conventions, everything will be mapped automatically. Otherwise, you'll need to link the bones manually. If something is flagged, use the help icon to open the relevant online guideline. And after every change, press refresh validation. After creating blend shapes, a common issue is construction history. Blend shape should sit below the skin cluster. If problems remain after switching the input order, use the warning icon to help fix them. And always verify that your blend shapes still work. Next, include your facial geometry. Map the eyes, and once everything is green, you're ready to export without XGen. To download the generated scene from Autodesk Flow Studio later on, make sure everything is grouped under All and USD support is enabled. That's how you export without XGen. If you want to export with XGen, make sure you're using an interactive groom. If your setup is still legacy XGen, convert it to interactive groom and then delete the legacy description afterwards. The only supported hair shader is AI standard hair, so make sure it's applied, revalidate your scene and then export with XGen. With your character ready, head over to Autodesk Flow Studio and log in. Go to My Assets and upload your character. Give the clear name like My Character version 1. Once created, upload all files exported from Maya. You'll find Flow Exports folder next to your Maya file, usually containing the character FBX, a metadata JSON file, textures, and an XGen groom file if you had hair. Make sure your texture names are clear. There is not supposed to be any numbers in those names, because the system will recognize this as a UDIM file. Simply drag and drop everything into Flow Studio and let it upload. After uploading, validate the files. This takes a few minutes, and once finished, you'll get a confirmation that your character is ready. If there are issues, Flow Studio will list them along with guidance on how to fix them. A preview will then be generated. This is just a test and doesn't require you to wait. You can immediately create a new project. Select or upload a video, scan for actors, and then drag your character in from the My Characters tab. Choose your output settings like resolution and file format. If USD export was enabled, you can download the scene afterwards to refine animation or re-render locally. That's it, enjoy using your own character in Flow Studio.